Alright, it's Black Knight 94, and it's that time of the month. The first time of the month. It is the start of Boruto the manga. Literally, we start off with a flash forward to God knows what. And those marks on Boruto's and his friend, or, well, I guess former friend, Kawaii, was it? Either way, it seems like we know who our main protagonist or rival will be a little bit later on, but he was not shown when we jumped back into the present timeline of the new series. Instead, we get something that looks like it was pulled out of the Boruto movie, actually. Or at least it feels like it is. I don't know, I've never seen it, which I probably should. But I do at least know that the movie revolves around the Chunin exams. I think it has something to do with Boruto and Sasuke, which is exactly where this chapter leaves off. So I'm going to have to see that movie for further analysis. And when I do, I'll make a second video comparing this first chapter to said movie. But hopefully it won't play out that way. Or even more hopefully, it won't make the movie non-canon. Because this is done by the assistant of Kishimoto, not Kishimoto himself. That being said, before we jump back into the story, let's talk about that art style. Now, as many people have already, said, Sasuke looks absolutely terrible. It's going to take a long time for most of us to get used to this new style. I, for one, am absolutely... I can't put in words. But for now, at the very least, we're just going to have to get used to it. Which is fine for now. So for the time being, I'll put up with that weird art style. As long as it, pans out. We'll get used to it. It's kind of like some people say One Piece is weird, but then they get used to it after a while. God damn it. Please ignore the music in the background, which I do not control. I told them I'm recording. But regardless, continuing on the thing of art style, it seems that, how do I put it, goddamn, I can't think straight with the 50 Cent in the background. But I'll try my best. I really can't think straight with the 50 Cent in the background. If I get copyright for this, I'm gonna smack them upside the fucking head. What was I talking about again? Right, art style. Fuck my life. But, almost all the characters except for Boruto, who we surprisingly relatively similar, look vastly different from before. Which is quite surprising. Even Mitsuki, who last week, or the week before last, we had the Mitsuki one-shot. So it is a much different feel. I feel like their hairstyles have changed more than anything. So that's going to be a weird little thing we're going to have to deal with. But art style aside, we've got a new character as well. I mean, aside from the future rival / villain. We've also got the sensei of Chocho, Inujin, and was it Shikadu? I'm going to have to look back on those names again at some point. But the new Ina Shikacho teacher. We'll probably, learn more about her later on. But at the very least, we got a whole new set of characters. That was at least half shown to us earlier. So at the very least, we've got a whole new generation, which is made plainly obvious through both the opening title and the philosophy of the ninja age being over, which is not only, mentioned heavily in the flash forward, but in the flashback, in the present time. Which, before I go full on to present time, let me just go back to Boruto's future design. So I'm guessing there's going to be some clash between his rival that will, thankfully, from what we see near the end of the flash forward, not take his eye out, but give him a Kakashi-like scar on his right eye. that actually matches up perfectly with his headband. I'm going to be honest, that actually looked kind of badass. And I'm not against that new future design. I'm guessing he's going to be somewhat of a swordsman, too. On top of that, in terms of other futuristic stuff, we got to see the, apparatus used for the ninjutsu. I mean, like I said, I haven't watched the Boruto movie, but I have heard about it being mentioned, and I've seen it on the wiki. This is the first time I've seen it more or less in action. So, seeing people being able to use secret techniques such as, shadow techniques, that's pretty nice. I like how they're breaking down barriers through this new use of an item. But after the flash forward and that bold statement, it's best to not lose track of characters that favor this new age more. Which it seems that based on both past and present, future and present, Boruto is somewhere in between. So, we've got the scientist, who we should look out for probably. He seems to be not taking too well on Naruto's rejection of the use of the machine in the Chunin exams. So, that'll probably be a plot point that'll come across later on. But at the very least, I have to say this entire chapter was done pretty well. It was nice and decently lengthy. Seems that Boruto's going to become Sasuke's, pupil. So that's nice. But on top of that, how do I put it? It seems like Boruto's already talented. He's got 3 different, releases down. So, it's honestly quite amazing how far up he is in contrast to his, previous generation. So, then again, they do have more training, they have higher supplies. I guess it's a little bit different in the end. Plus, it's even mentioned in terms of Inashika Cho, how much stronger they are in comparison to their parents at their age. So, it's not fully surprising. But it is at least, somewhat surprising. But either way, this chapter, I liked it. The art style, it's just going to take some time getting used to. But aside from that, I'd say not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. It's got us hoping for... It's so much foreshadowing. The flash forward was beautifully used. So at the very least, I have to, say congratulations on continuing the Naruto series. And hopefully, things go all well. But things don't always go as planned, so we'll have to see. Once again, this is a monthly series, so it's going to feel like it'll take longer for the story to go on, but it also means more pages in order for the story to continue. So, it shouldn't be too bad. But, that aside, we definitely have a beautiful next month's chapter to look forward to. So, I just, hope that he can keep up the momentum, maybe improve the art style. So, we'll see. We will honestly see. But for now, not a bad start. Well, like I was saying, great new, direction for the series. This has been Black Knight 94. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out some of my other stuff. If you're into gaming videos, I got more of those as well. So, I'll see y'all later. Enjoy. Sweet.